Alright, just doing a front wheel bearing change. I just done this one, and you just rock the tire there. Now there's no slop left in that one anymore, and I'm just about to start in on this one. You don't have to take the tire off the hub with the 4 lug nuts there. I just hauls out the center bolt, the center nut, sorry, and axle nut, and hauls the hub and everything right off right away. And then you got to take off your back plate there, which comes off quite easy. It's only 4 bolts there. And look at the brake shoes while you're in there. You know, you got another couple of years left on them now, so that's not too bad. So you just haul out them 4 little things there, and give the back plate a little tap like that, and that'll pop right off. Like this. You can tuck that away right there like that. And I've already went ahead and removed the cotter pins out of the lower ball joint and the upper ball joint right there, and then your tie rod in, and I took out the nuts right there like this, and I just got to remove this one now, but I need the impact on that one. So that's a nylock nut, that one is. They usually pops right out, 17mm I think or something. Well, it's spinning, eh? Sometimes that happens, but there should be a couple little grooves there for your 17mm to put onto the top of the tie rod, and it comes out just like that, and it's as simple as that one. Now the ball joints, usually you just give them a little tap and it comes right out. What I do, I either use a puller like this, which I had to use on this one over here, or I use 2 hammers, and it comes out pretty good. I don't know if I can prop this camera up here so you can see. Maybe, I'm not sure if you can see there like that. I just put the hammer there in the back. Couple good taps like that usually pops them out. Well, not this time. Like that. There you go. So don't be afraid to give it a good whack. And he comes out like that, see? And then you got to kind of do the same with the top one there, but he's a bit more difficult to get your hammers into. So see if I can get a spot there. There like that. So, and there's your bearing in there, see? So I got to press that one out now, and I'll set up the press and the user sides out pretty easy. Now you got to, if your kit comes with new seals, just take the old seals out. It's just a matter of popping them out like that with a big screwdriver. So just set that up in the vise the best way you can there. Let's see. There like that should be good. And take and you find a little spot there. Don't grab there's a circlip under this. And there, pop it out like that. Then you take your circlip pliers there. Actually, I might wipe that out a little bit first because I can't see the holes. Oh yeah, the bearing is looks like dirty, a lot of dirty grease. They do get sloppy over time. Now, let's get our pliers in. And sometimes these can be buggers, but there's 2 little holes there. And you just take the clip out like that. Oh, sometimes they flicks. So be careful. Wipe the grease and stuff off of that. So now our bearing's ready to come out. So we'll take that over to the press. And I just put it in there like that, in between the two chummies there. And I got a trusty old socket there for the presser. And it's just a matter of pressing it down. There's not a really tight fit on these bearings usually. Yeah, see? Yeah, I'm just going to lodge this down for a second. And I'm going to catch that bearing when he comes out. And there he goes. Alright. So, there it is now. The bearing's out. And there's the old one. And a state of grease. And I just got to put the new one back in now. So I'll press that in and then I'll start reassembling. Alright. Now, I got that cleaned out there. Let's make sure he cleans out this little groove around there for the O-ring, for the circlip to sit in. And the bearings, like I said, they don't really need to be pressed back in. Here's the new one. Alright, you can kind of give them a little tap in. You don't want to force it now, but if it's stiff, then put it in with a press, you know. But they slides in that easy. See? It slides in that easy. You don't really need to press, and you probably don't need to take them out either. But you know, now you got to put your circlip back in, and this sometimes can be a bit tangly. Let's see if we can get it in there. All right. So, just make sure he's clipped in all the way, line the edges there. And he looks great. Now, you need your new seals. Alright, so there's the outside seal. Hold on, I'll get that out of the bag. Alright, the outside seal is just a flat seal like this. Right, and the spring always goes inside there. You can see the spring right there. So you just put that in there like that. And give it a little tap around. Like this. So I just tap it around there like that. And I always put a smidgen of grease on a big grease lover. But just smear a bit of grease in around that seal there. Like this, see? Right, nothing particular, just to make it so it don't wear out, I suppose. Now, I got the flipper over and put the other seal in, so I can open up my vice jaws there. Like that, and that other seal goes in the back of this, huh? Alright, open that one up. Jeez, I don't know what to make the bags out of. Alright, so the other seal is a little different. You can see you got that lip on it, right? So that lip goes on the outside, in towards the center of the machine, and it seals on the CV shaft. So he goes in like that. So again, the spring is inside, see? Always the spring inside towards where the grease is going to go. And you just give that one a little tap in. It won't hurt nothing there like that. Like he says, pretty loose fitting. There he goes. Little dab of grease there, like this. And put a little bit on that lip too. Do like that. Now, all right, ready to go back on. All right, so you're just gonna sit down that hole there like that. Oh, you gotta put it in through the shaft first, and then he'll sit down in that hole there like that, and up through that one. And then you gotta take a little castle nut, and that puts the top one on first, and that holds it all up together. See? So let's see here, and that's where you got to put the nut on right there. It's a bit of a pain in the butt. I'm gonna have to large the camera down because it's kind of a two-hand job. You don't need the impact or nothing to tighten these up. Just take your regular 17mm wrench and give it a little snug. That's all. They don't have to be very tight. There's a tapered fit there. You know. Jeez, what's going on with that one, boy? There it goes. As long as the threads is not damaged, you don't usually have a lot of trouble with these. There he goes. So, like I said, you don't want them too tight. And that's probably tight enough for that. And coincidentally, I got in line right up with the cotter pin hole where I stopped. Same with the top one there now. There you go. That's tight enough for that. So, alright. Then you got to put your towing rod back in like that. And your little nylock nut on this one. There like that. And I put the camera down again because that one's going to need a little bit of impact. And hold the wrench up on that little slots up here. So just give that one a little buzz with the impact there. And that's tight enough for that. Now, you're going to need a couple new cotter pins. 3 at least. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm just going to put the cotter pins back in here, which is fairly simple. Just put them in and bend them back like this. You can use pliers, but if you got tough fingers, you can bend them back with your fingers. This one's in a bit of a spot though. I need a screwdriver to start that one, don't we? Let's throw one in there. There like that. That one's not a castellated nut there. The bugger am I getting at that one? The way the hole's lined up is a little bit funny there. Get a screwdriver. Alright. Yeah, I missed a screwdriver there. There we go. Yeah, I got in there now. There. Alright, so that's all back together. Looks pretty good. They got to come out in that slot there in the bearing. And when the nut goes on, that all tightens up, see? Now you got to put your back plate back on. And that's pretty simple. Just put in a few bolts there like that. Just line up one there. It just lines up one. And then just gets the gun there. Let me get another one. These little guns are very good for doing some of this stuff. Nice and quick. Yeah, where's the other one gone? Oh, right there. Alright. Let's give them another little snug. And now your wheel's ready to go back on. So basically this just fits in over the spline here, and this goes into the wheel bearing, this part. And you put your nut on outside and that's it, you're done. Ready to go. Not too big of a job, but it takes a little bit of time. Yeah.